Hi, welcome to Why This Now. We are beach adjacent today because we are actually in Arizona. But today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the force of the ocean and how when we go to the ocean, we are awestruck by the power and the force of the waves, the water, the beauty, the majesty of the ocean. But at the same time, the forces that the waves bring towards us, we have to be respectful of them and humbled by them. They are beyond our control, just like many things in our lives are beyond our control. I'm speaking to a lot of people recently who feel there's so many forces in our lives right now that we can't turn back, we can't stop. They are making decisions for us that we don't agree with. So I was thinking about how I could encourage you to not necessarily push back those forces, but to navigate them, identify them, figure out how you're going to approach those forces in your life that are beyond your control. And I was talking with my son and his wife on a recent visit, and he said, well, how about the forces of the waves in the ocean? Our kids, as many of you know if you've followed my channel, we raised our kids in California for the most part and spent a lot of time at the ocean. We were very close to the beaches there. And so they grew up with a healthy respect of what the force of the ocean waves had. And we talked about, we have the high tide, we have the low tide, we have the rip tides, which you want to avoid altogether. But you have to know and have the information on what is that rip tide? What is it going to do if I participate in that rip tide? And then when we were getting used to the waves and teaching the kids how to navigate the waves and approach the waves, so they would choose. Am I going to body surf in? Am I going to jump on that wave and am I going to roll it in and go with that force and just roll that right into shore to get to where I want it to be? Am I going to stand there, never turn your back on the ocean? That is the number one rule. Am I going to face the wave head on and probably it's going to knock me right over on my can? Or could I turn sideways as the wave rolls over me and I'll split it? The force of it's going to split on the front and back of me where I could still stand if I'm bracing myself correctly. Am I going to just dive under the wave as it comes over on top of me? Am I going to dive under it and come up behind it and let it finish its force? And then behind it are calmer waters. So those are all approaches that we can use as strategies for facing the forces that are in our lives. Do I want to face it head on? I never want to turn my back on it. Do I want to avoid it altogether? Is it like a riptide? Do I want to body surf it in? Do I want to jump on this force and roll with it and not fight it? Can I do that? Will it take me to a destination where I want to be? Or do I need to stand sideways and let it split past me, and so that I'm standing in calmer waters as it passes by my body? And so what I wanted to point out a couple things today was, sometimes we have personalities of other people in our lives that that force is there. We have to be participating with them or respectful of them, doing life with them. And so then what do we decide on how we're going to navigate that force that they may have? We might not be able to control that personality in many cases, nor should we. Some cases we need to try, but in often cases, and it's fine, and we've talked about boundaries in some of my past videos, is it's okay to treat that force, that personality, as you would a riptide, and don't even go by it. Walk away from it or avoid it completely. But if you're facing a force that you have to participate in, you have to roll with it. I just had that advice from my sister today, actually, that just to roll with it, because we're still going to get to where we want to land or somewhere relatively close to that. but the energy that we have to expend pushing back against it is exhausting. And we don't want to participate in that as an ongoing lifestyle. We want to be able to see what the force is, identify it. Am I going to roll with it? Am I going to try to dive under it, so to speak, and let that force just keep moving past me? Because that is okay too. And sometimes we want to correct and redirect that force as it's coming at us or moving past us. And very often we are so frustrated because we can't do that. And so as we are learning how to identify these forces and the challenges and the storms and the crises in our lives, that we can stand back and use this analogy. Hopefully that you can use this analogy from the ocean. If you've never been to the ocean, I encourage you to go. I also encourage you to pay attention to what riptides are and participate mindfully and safely too. So when you are faced with a force and you can't change the tide, so to speak, choose to roll with it, dive under it, avoid it altogether, turn sideways and just let it go past you so that you can stand in calmer waters, and you'll be able to really see where that force went and be so thankful that you did not choose to go with it too. So I hope that these tips help you today, encourage you. I'm at my neighbor's house, so no, don't send a comment, oh, is that your backyard? Because it's not. Another small little challenge in my life is our internet modem broke, just decided to break. So my lovely neighbor across the street let me come dress up in my pool beach garb and come over and do my wave analogy over here with the YouTube channel this week so I could still launch something. Sorry I wasn't able to get this going last week. Just trying to roll with it. I'm body surfing this in, and hopefully we will get this modem situation organized this week. As always, please comment, like, share, follow, check me out on Instagram. I'm at Why This Now Duffy or Why This Now 63. Always appreciate comments. Anytime you want to suggest a topic that you want me to talk about, I am happy to entertain that idea. I am here for you. I want you to be able to live your best life now in your Why This Now, as I do the same. As always, I wish you joy, peace, and hope as you live your best life in your Why This Now.